Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. And welcome to Requiem for London, Chronicles the City of Martyrs. And we begin our scene in Whitechapel, towards a hospital, the Royal London Hospital, Barts Health. A very refined, a very well-established hospital, used by private and public health trusts. It's currently quite cold and windy this night, and we zoom in on a figure who's just approaching this hospital in his van. The words Shady Oaks Cemetery on the side of the van, or morgue on the side of the van, however the company is named. And we will zoom in on this character who's currently driving.
Actually, he is not currently driving. His servant is currently driving the van. He is sitting next to him, just very calmly, holding a walking cane. And as his ghoul, Caleb Khan, he proceeds towards the hospital while Joseph Zamarin gives him the directions. They are not using a GPS. They do not wish to have any form of electronic trail while doing this. They have been contracted by a member of the Invictus to dispose of several bodies that were left here at the hospital. And the guard, it was said to have been around the back, was paid off, and we do not have to worry about any of the cameras. But knowing the Invictus, Joseph is not taking any risks. Well, he will not show up on the cameras, of course. Caleb will, so he has a small ski mask tucked under his seat, prepared for Caleb when they have to offload the bodies into the van. And they're just driving very calmly, casually. They are not trying to draw any attention to themselves as well. As hard as they're trying not to draw attention to themselves, Caleb being a 210-pound muscular northern man from Yorkshire, and Joseph still refusing to take away his ostentatious attire. So they proceed to drive around the back and park the van as close as they can to the back door. Are there any people actually back here? Is it completely barren?
As you approach, it's quite a large hospital. There's many sort of separate buildings. There's a main building, there's a utility building. It's all quite complicated, but you kind of approach through a back alleyway. And of course, there seems to be a place where a guard should be or someone should be, but there is no one. And as you go through, or if you do go through, you proceed. There's a few people scattered about, but mostly doctors or nurses or staff. They're just switching shifts or going home for the night. And of course, you don't seem out of place. People don't seem to notice or care if you do drive or go through. And you do approach the area where it's described, and it seems to be the very discreet private area where they dispose or remove the recently deceased from the hospital.
Well, I inform Caleb to drive his car towards as close as he can legally to the door, and we park. He is currently wearing a very nice suit and tie, the sort not an undertaker, but a funerary home director would wear. And we have our credentials with us just in case. And the two of us proceed to get out of the car. And I look at him and say, Caleb, open the back doors of the van. I am going inside. And I proceed towards the main door. Is it locked?
No. You go to the main door. It's these very sort of large, sort of swish open kind of doors that automatically fold back if you leave them. And You proceed like into a long corridor that seems quite dark. It's somewhat lit, but as you go further forward, you just see empty trolleys, empty boxes, and it does seem to be like a basement to one of the buildings. And there is some noise, there is some activity that you can hear from your kindred senses. There are people above you or near you. You can only sense one person in the basement at the moment, and they seem to be towards the right-hand side of the basement, and that's where the symbols or the directions that say to the morgue seem to be described.
Well, I am proceeding towards there by myself. I handed Caleb I did not hand him the ski mask. I've decided instead of letting him come in, just in case things go south, we're just going to be careful. Keep him outside for now. Don't let him get spotted on any of the cameras inside. Again, being very cautious. I begin walking towards the morgue.
As you walk towards the morgue, you take a left, you take a right, and you proceed these big doors. And of course, as you open the doors, it reveals this room. Hold on a second. Oh, I had it, but now I've lost it. Here we go. And you see this very large room. And it seems to have all these sort of bodies that have sort of laid out across the room. And it's in a bit of a mess. It seems to have, something's happened. There's a bit of paperwork scattered about. There's some bottles have been tipped over, surgery tools that seem to be scattered around. And from your kindred senses, because you're quite close, there's no need to roll, you sense that there's someone hiding down here. There's someone hidden in one of the drawers, in one of the underhand sort of drawer area where they keep the bodies in the wall. But there's about 6 to 7 bodies that are laid out, scattered around. Some of them with their chest open, some of them seem midway for what's the word? Examination. Autopsy. Thank you. Autopsy. So
I'm walking over to the drawer that I can sense the person inside of, and I take my walking cane and I very calmly just tap, tap, tap on the side of it. Do I hear a rush? Do I sense a rush of a heartbeat or anything?
Oh yes. Suddenly the person's heartbeat just suddenly goes louder and louder and louder and more and more violent, and the person's trying desperately. You hear please, just no, just go away, just go away. Oh god.
I grab hold of the handle to the drawer and I just wrench it open.
And as you do, this female individual who seems to be laying down with this sort of cloth trying to cover her, and as you sort of force it open, the cloth kind of falls over, and she's wearing sort of surgical gear, and she's wearing these sort of thick glasses, and she appears to be Asian or Oriental, and she sort of goes and screams. And it seems like she's been cut, or as if something's tried to injure her or hurt her. You just simply cries out like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
Senora, what are you doing in here?
Please, just go away. Just go away. Just don't hurt me. I won't tell anyone. I didn't see anything. Just go.
I grab her and I stand her up immediately, and I basically am trying to slap some sense into her. Not literally, but I'm basically in my eye, just staring at her deadpan, calm yourself.
Now, is this you intimidating her, or you?
I think I'm gonna try doing let's see what I have here. Probably not the most empathetic son of a.
Well, this is more about sort of either persuade or intimidate? Or
That's what I'm. Well, persuasion.
okay, so persuasion. So if you're trying to calm her down,
It's taking.
so you're just lagging there a bit. Okay.
The program tries to help to fix itself.
So you're just lagging there. We didn't quite get what you said.
I said, and now smooth jazz music as the program tries not to crap itself.
Well, are you okay? Because we can zoom into our other characters, or
yeah, you can do that. Definitely.
Okay, we'll zoom in on our other characters. Well, technical issues have been worked out, so we'll simply zoom in on another figure who is hovering or looking around the same hospital. His animals, his creatures, have been whispering him of a war between others of their kind. A secret animal war as creatures are fighting over dominance, over information, whispers of blood being spilt, and the thick, juicy taste of kindred vitae being offered for those that can conquer the sea. The cats seem to have waged war on the rats. The rats seem to be waging war. The dogs, it's getting very confusing. This is the information you've been gathering from your animal friends, Jonathan, but they all seem to tell you that something's going on at this hospital. There's been a lot of activity, a lot of buzz, a lot of your kind, kindred, have been lurking around here.
Do they give any information just that people like me of my particular wrongness?
Yeah, your general dead nature, your dead,
yeah,
seem to
deadness
here, or people that smell similar to you or feel similar to you, and of course this is like ghouls or other sort of the blood, as it were, but definitely around this hospital and recently.
Yeah, John would go to take a look, see who's decided to set up shop here. In a hospital of all places.
Well, out from pure experience, you know, the one place kindred always tend to dwell, always tend to be around in hospitals is usually the morgue. It's the key spot for any kindred in a hospital. And I think after a while, if you wait or you're looking or examining, you just get a feeling, again, that feeling of the beast, the feeling of something is happening in a certain area in the hospital. It seems to go towards the morgue.
You'll begin following that trail.
Okay. With that, we'll just get that sort of set in motion and we'll proceed back to our other scene. Howard, are you okay?
Yes, I finally got it open. Question: what does Unsettling Gaze do? Because the book, for some reason, refuses to open right now.
Is that in? That's in the
merit.
It's a merit, isn't it? I think that involves nightmare and intimidation. I think you can really scare the crap out of people, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. Because I also have intimidation, scare as a specialty.
The only thing okay, we'll see what happens. But the thing is, if you successfully scare and intimidate this person, they're already scared and intimidated. They may just go into shock and just simply go.
Well, then I'm not going to do that.
No, just you're trying to. It's about you can scare. We'll see how many successes are given, and we'll see what happens. Hold on, I'm trying to look up the unnerving stare. Hold on. Reading grounds. So describe what you say to this person, or what you try to do to this person.
I basically just look at her and say, "Calm yourself and explain to me what happened, Senora."
See, that sounds like persuasion to me. You're trying to sort of calm, to calm.
That's what I was about to say. I'm not doing intimidation anymore.
Okay. So this would be presence.
All right.
Persuasion.
None.
So that'll be this will be very okay. This may be dangerous for you because you will suffer a -1 penalty because it's an unskilled ability, and I think due to your humanity and your curse, I think this might be an additional -4 to the dice roll because Nosferatu are just scary as hell.
So it's a 1 dice.
It's a chance dice, and I think if you fail, it's considered critical failure due to your curse.
Well, then I'm not doing that.
Okay, nice.
I'd rather
you do gain XP for critical fails. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just the nature of your being and your curse.
It's a question of is Joseph Joseph is not a social butterfly. Like, you got to remember that. So it would make more sense if I just tried to intimidate this person further. If they went into shock, that's probably even better because they don't.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's just that it's the nature of your curse. Persuading people is a lot easier and getting more information, but scaring the crap out of them will just scare the crap out of them. So
I understand.
I think with her condition, and if you intimidate her, I'm happy to make that an automatic success due to your the scariness and intimidation that you wreak off, and your merit as well. So she just looks to you as you say, like, calm down, tell me what happened here, and she just goes, oh, and she starts hyperventilating it and going into kind of a bit of a fit, and just goes, look, they attacked me, they attacked me, and I didn't. And then she just passes out from just sheer shock and adrenaline that's going through her system right now, and just the nature of your very being just makes her pass out, and yeah, she's out now completely.
I look around and I'm going to start I basically just set her back down on the drawer. And I begin searching around the room to see if there are any signs of what happened here other than the mess. Like, specifically, if this was kindred related, like what happened in this room.
You can see as you look around the room, and we can make another roll here. So this would be your wits and we'll say investigation.
All right.
No penalties. Let's just see how many successes you gain.
No, there'll be a penalty. I don't have any investigation.
Okay. So as you look around, I think it's a skilled ability. So I think it's
-3. It's going to be a chance dice.
-3. It's a chance dice again. So it won't quickly fail unless you roll a 1.
Okay. So what was it again? # Pete. 1d10.
Yeah, 1 space 1d space d10.
8.
It has to be 10. It's a success if it was normal, but it's a chance dice. So it has to be 10. But it's not a 1, so it's not a critical fail. You look around and it's just a mess. It's just all these bits and bobs stuff just scattered about, and it seems some sort of fight or something's happened down here, and you see a lot of the bodies that have been kind of placed up on the slabs. And I'll give you this: you don't need investigate to spot this, but it seems like a lot of the bodies have actually they're not been operated on. They've actually been kind of sort of ripped open slightly, and there are a lot of scar and scratch marks, but they seem quite fresh. But why you didn't notice it earlier is because there's no blood. All the blood's been taken out. They're like embalmed bodies.
Could I make a medicine roll on the bodies?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. This you can do.
So intelligence medicine.
Intelligence medicine.
5 dice. All right. Let's see here. 8. 5d10. 7.
No, you need an 8. 8 is success. So you look at the bodies, and I'll simply say you just don't have enough time. You as you examine and look, it's taking you a while just to figure out about the room, and as you look at the bodies, yes, you do notice that they've been sort of clawed at or torn at, and their chests have been open, and It's as if something's trying to get at their hearts, and the hearts have been slightly moved. But as you kind of lean over to look and examine, and due to the failure of the last roll, suddenly the body will get up and jump for you. As then suddenly the other bodies in the room will start to get up and start to jump and pounce.
And suddenly, a professor with a decapitated professor holding his head walks in and says, "Ah, Herbert West, we meet at last."
Oh yes. This is was that Reanimator? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah,
that's Reanimator.
It's not Reanimator. Yeah. Film order. Right. You and you're jumped and you're pounced, and we'll do some combat. We'll do some initiative stuff in a moment. But we'll zoom in on our other character just to see what they're doing, as they're kind of going to be introduced in the scene. But definitely a turn will go by before they get involved. So we'll go towards Jonathan, who's currently...
sorry, is there an in for me or what?
I think, sorry, if we could actually... Sorry, we jumped in a bit late there. So we can simply say, Emily, that you have been following Jonathan, stalking him around due to your what other suspicions and paranoia about him, and due to your blood sympathy, you're easily able to sort of track him down, follow him down, and you are basically behind Jonathan as Jonathan is following or going in towards this morgue. So what is Emily doing? What is Emily thinking at the moment?
Well, she's still quite pissed at Jonathan, and she's working up the courage or initiative or balls, or I don't really know, but she's still wanting to give him a good what for without frenzying again, but like she's still pissed about the last time they spoke, but for the moment she's just, I don't know, looking into what he's doing, and this morgue is weird.
Yeah, you're following him, and I think, Jonathan, if you wanted to do a roll because of the blood sympathy in your connection, you could do a roll to see if you can sense her nearby, Emily, and that she is stalking you. I'd say most of us will just simply say that you wouldn't be aware. But if you wanted to do a sympathy roll just to detect her, so this, I think, would be composure +5. So that's towards you, Chris, or Jonathan? Sorry? Yeah, if you wanted, it's because of Emily's connection to you. If you could just do a sympathy roll, which is 5 at the moment, plus your composure, and we'll just simply say how many successes you gain. It's very hard for you two to sneak up on each other.
Only got 1.
Only the 1, okay. So you're kind of aware of Emily's about, not sure where or how close. You're just it's just that nagging feeling. She's always there. You're not sure, but you kind of prepared for that. But so Emily, I'm assuming you'll be just basically following Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan, how do you proceed? You'll go towards the morgue, and then suddenly it's a long corridor, but suddenly you hear sort of crashing sounds, banging sounds, and suddenly that sensation of not kindred but beasts, definitely creatures of the beast. And there's a similarity. There's definitely a feeling to it. You recognize the feeling. Kindred, but not kindred. So how do you proceed?
Probably gonna creep up on it.
Okay, so you're not rushing, or
no, he's gonna be quite careful because you said it's like kindred but not kindred, so it's kind of an alien sensation, like something that kind of comes across as rather foreign to him.
Yeah, due to you're not golden, you're still quite young, you've not quite experienced this yet, so you're not totally familiar with it, but there's definitely an instinct to it. There's definitely something.
Okay, he'll be quite careful with it. This might be what he's looking for, but yeah, what he'll probably do is he'll head in this direction and
Quick thing, would Caleb hear the crashing sound?
You're the one that's making the crashing sound. You're
I know, but I'm saying that if he
Caleb,
heard it,
sorry. Yes, good point. Oh no, I completely forgot about Caleb at the beginning. Caleb, let's just simply say he's in the van at the moment.
oh, he was supposed to be preparing the
he's on
outside.
a cigarette break. He was smoking. He was on his phone. Yeah, he's not the brightest bulb. He can punch a few, but he's not. He's just there waiting for instructions, keeping an eye on the van, making sure it's okay at the moment. But that's still good because other things would have happened to the van. It's not going to happen. That's good. So we'll zoom in onto our scene as now. Howard, your PC is basically grabbed and is now being attacked, and you do know what these things are. Your beast instantly senses it and recognizes them. These are revenants. These are kindred revenants, like at least six to seven of them scattered around this place. But how they stayed hidden and dead, and you didn't it's too much panic or thought, and they try to jump you. At the moment, you've just got the one grabbing you, but you can definitely sense others in the room that are about to pounce, they're about to jump and try to claim you. So we'll do some combat and we'll basically determine what you do. So this would be a roll for initiative to see if you act first. This would be your composure. Oh no, it's a D10 plus your composure and dexterity.
Composure plus dexterity, so D10 plus 4.
Okay, and I shall roll for these individuals.
8. 1 D10. 10. 6 plus 4 is 10.
Okay. Oh, no, that didn't work. Hold on. Hashtag. 1d10. No, 3. So they'll be going last. So you do have an action. You do go first. But this individual with his chest open, suddenly you see fangs emerge from his mouth as he tries to then just sort of just jump you and tries to bite you or grab you. What do you do? What's your character's reaction?
Well, my reaction would be to push him off of me immediately.
Okay, so we can do a grapple action. We'll just simply say, so it'll be strength plus brawl.
All right.
And we'll see who wins. It'll be a contested roll. Oh no, minus this person's defense. Let's keep it simple. So minusing your we'll just make it a contested roll. That makes sense. Okay, so it'll be
brawl 0, so -1 to my roll, so 2. Oh boy. Repeat. 2d10. Yeah, fail.
This person could still fail. Hold on. It's 3 plus 2 would be 5 dice. In the midst of a frenzy. 2 successes from this individual. So we'll simply say that he tries to get at you, and he succeeded in the grapple. So he's going to jump you, and then let's simply say during the struggle, he tears at you and rips at you as he's trying to draw his fangs closer to your neck, and he causes 2 bashing damage to you at the moment from just simply the struggle going back and forth. But then these other individuals are starting to slowly emerge. They're starting to come and fall off of the operating tables and drawing themselves out of the drawers, and they're starting to slowly come towards you. And next turn we'll have to do another roll. So this will be next turn. You still have the top of the initiative. So again, what are you going to try and do? This person's grappling you, and he's definitely going to try and bite you this turn.
Would I begin to notice multiple beasts?
Oh yeah. So as this turn, you definitely sense multiple beasts, and of course they're not kindred. They're like frenzy and kindred are very powerful. They emit a sort of powerful aura, but these ones are very weak. They're sort of like rodent-like, a rat-like, scavenger-like.
These things, I'm guessing, don't have any fear to them.
No, yes, they can. Everything has fear.
I'm going to try to nightmare him.
Okay then. Right. So what kind of nightmare are you going to do?
What's level 2 do? I got again. Book is fucked up.
Oh, hold on. Just quickly look at that one. It's been a while since I've used Nightmare. Hold on. Click at my desk. So I apologize for this. I'm just quickly looking at that.
You can give someone the frightened condition.
Yeah, basically you can just terrify them and scare them away. Yeah, I can't find it. It should be right here. These skins,
I found it. I got the book up amazingly. Level 2, Face of the Beast. Cost 1 vitae. Let me see here. Presence, Empathy, Nightmare versus Composure, and Blood Potency. Success, the victim gains the Frightened condition. Exceptional success, the vampire gains a vision of what precisely the victim is afraid of. Has no mechanical advantage, it gives her something else to exploit. And
cool.
level 1 is shit, where is it? Level 1. God damn it, work.
I actually can't find this. Oh, here we go.
Red presence. Vampire exudes an aura of fear. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try the second one.
Okay, yeah, this is so it's a vitae cost. It's and basically you'll scare this person. You'll scare them and they will let go and they'll.
Yeah, I'm down to 10 vitae. I have 4 dice in this.
So this will be your presence, empathy, nightmare versus the composure of this individual, and they do not have any blood potency.
All right, so repeat. So 4 dice, 4d10. 7, 9, 2.
Okay, d10. No, fails. So literally, you describe away what you do. What fear do you bring out on this person?
I decide. I don't really know. I know what a revenant is from an out-of-character perspective and an in-character perspective, but what I basically do is I instill a fear in them of the person that took their life away from them. I basically become a living nightmare of, I am the creature that made you this. Get off of me now.
The individual just looks at you. Suddenly, this sort of frenzied, like, I'm going to eat and devour you, and I need the essence. But then sees this reflection of that, his last moments, his last night on this earth, and then just sort of cries out, going, no, the wolf, and then just sort of rolls over and he kind of falls down, and actually some of his guts and some of his organs kind of fall out and sort of scatter on the floor. As he starts trying to crawl away and pull himself together, his kidneys and intestines seem to drag across the floor as he's crawling away. And you break away for a moment, but then behind you, you do see these other creatures that are slowly sort of emerging, slowly sort of walking towards you. 2 of them will be distracted because there's a fresh individual behind them, and you'll see them approach the woman, the individual who passed out and is laying on the morgue slab, and they will walk towards her and they will proceed to devour or eat her unless interrupted. And I'll leave it to you to what to do. You basically got a turn to decide what to do.
Well, I've got 2 options here. I can run out the door, or I can pull out a gun and start firing. So I have one of those, amazingly.
You are quite down deep in the sort of basement area.
Yeah.
There is no one else around, just since you could sense that already. And this is a do or die moment.
I am going to basically, at this point, I have 2 pistols on me at this point. I am going. Maybe it's because Joseph just all of a sudden gets this idea in his head that he could run, he could flee, but he sees this lone human that is about to be devoured by these monstrosities, and it reminds him too much of when he was a monster in a similar vein to them and killed his own ghouls. And maybe it's also because of all the cowboy movies he watched growing up. But at this point, he pulls out the two guns from his coat and levels them at his foes.
Okay. Was it two guns? I thought it was just a revolver you had.
No, he had, well, technically three, but he gave one to Caleb. He does have a light pistol and a heavy revolver that he keeps on him.
Okay. You can fire both of them, but there'll be a penalty to the second one. I think it's -2 if you're shooting it in the offhand.
All right.
Okay, so you've got top initiative. So you'll begin to fire these guns, and then we'll go to our other characters because they'll definitely hear this.
I think Caleb also.
Oh, Caleb would hear, yes. Caleb would hear a gunshot.
A gunshot, yeah.
There's a couple bullets. So what you are proceeding to just like, I think, we just simply say it's the normal sort of gunshot as you're trying to fire at these individuals. So you're firing with both guns. So
heavy revolver in my dominant hand, light pistol in the non-dominant hand.
Okay, well, I think I tried a couple rules for firing two weapons at the same time, but I think you can just fire both, and you get two separate attacks. Where one's -2.
All right. So what is that? Dexterity firearms.
Yeah. So say dexterity firearms. You roll once for the main weapon, and you roll again, but -2 for the second weapon.
Oh wait. I tried to do the Discord dice roller thing, -R instead of the £.
Oh,
each 4d10. Miss with the first shot.
So you can focus all the successes onto one person, or you can spread out the hits onto various people.
Well, the first one missed.
The first one missed. Okay.
Oh wait a minute, I did not do that right.
14 there.
Yeah, I gotta re-roll that. I gotta get used to how we do this dice rolling now.
I think it's easy just to copy the actual formula and then you can just paste it into it.
No, I missed completely.
So yes, because of there's quite a few of them and they kind of dodge or they sort of go down onto the floor as you fire these rounds into the morgue, and of course the bullets hit and kind of ricochet off the sort of the metal surfaces. They hit the brick, but you seem to really awaken these creatures now. They seem to be very alert to what you've just done, and they'll proceed towards you. But unfortunately, the other two do begin to feed and start to devour the woman that is sort of laying unconscious. You hear kind of suddenly shriek out in pain and agony. It seems their kiss or their bite is not as effective as Kindred's. And
I'm not imagining they're just biting her. I'm thinking they're ripping her apart.
Yeah, they're literally starting to go into her, starting to bite and tear, and blood starts to pour out. And we will zoom into our other characters who hear these gunshots with your kindred senses. It's fine, you definitely hear them aloud.
Yeah, at this point, Jonathan would start kind of running, particularly when he hears violence and gunfire. And presumably as he's about to round the corner, as he gets closer and begins to feel these beasts get very close, he will pop out his claws as he darts into the morgue to presumably find a very suspicious-looking man firing shots with a top hat, firing shots into these monsters who are trying to butcher an innocent woman.
Also, I would say probably Caleb would have run in before him because he was closer to the door.
No, Caleb, he basically this individual who's in front of you now kind of snuck in behind Caleb.
Yeah, I literally snuck in. So.
He was in the van looking at YouTube clips.
All right.
He's not that good at
it. As soon as Emily hears gunshots, she's going to activate celerity with a Or
Okay, we'll describe that. Actually, Caleb is suddenly he's aware. He kind of alerts to the gunshots, and as he walks towards the door, suddenly this whoosh, like instant speed of someone just brushes past, as if like wind or something, and the doors kind of go back and forth as this force has just hit it very loudly, and he's really confused, like what was that? And your celerity, let's simply say your celerity allows you to get there very quickly, or just before this turn happens, you arrive on the next turn, and that's a blood point as well, I believe. And
can you link me the roller? Just
it should be in the chat. It should be in the chat.
Yeah, I think I entered after you.
Oh, okay. I'll link it fresh. Here we go. It should be this in the chat.
There we go.
Okay, and now you're all sorry. Now we'll go to the scene at the morgue with the two characters, one with these two pistols and the other with the claws just suddenly emerge, and these kindred start to waking up. And at the moment, you've got one's terrified, two are feeding, so you've got about 4 of these individuals, we'll say 2 each, start to approach, and they'll start to pounce on the kindred in front of them. Let's do a fresh initiative at the moment from everyone. If everyone could just roll a d10 to represent how they're standing.
I already rolled. I got a slave. I rolled 1 out of 10.
Okay.
And
8
plus what?
Plus your composure and dexterity.
4. 8 plus 4. That's what? 12.
And does celerity count in this?
I select celerity to put yourself, a blood point, to put yourself at the top of the initiative.
That's right. I keep forgetting. Sorry.
Yeah, you can do that in the case of them. It is very handy, that actually. Could you just type your initiative in the chat so I know who's going first and last? I'll just do it for these things. I think they're going last. 4 plus all that, so definitely going last. Is it 5? God, it can't be 5. Did you roll a 1?
I got, so it's Dex plus Composure, right? Which is actually only 4 for me. I rolled a 1 on the D10, so.
Oh, right, fair enough. So you're kind of arrived a bit late there. Okay, so I believe we're going with the top hat man first. Oh no, Emily, you'll be going first, but that's in the next scene. Then it will go to top hat man with the dual pistols, and the strange figure with the claws, who's going last, I think, because even the creatures are going before him. So you'll be going last, Jonathan, and the creatures will be going third to last. So at the moment, top hat man with the dual weapons, what do you do as these 2 creatures try to approach you, run at you?
Wait, wouldn't Jens go first?
He's not there at the moment. He's just about to get there in the next turn because he's using his celerity.
Well, I'm basically just I'm getting out the fucking door at this point. I gotta no, this didn't work. Bad idea. Running.
Oh right, so he simply runs away.
Fuck it. I gotta. Here's my plan in his head, because he hasn't seen these other people who are showing up yet. His plan is get to the car, get Caleb, wait for these things to follow us outside, run them over. Just
okay.
And maybe Caleb, and if any of them are still kicking on the ground, Caleb smash their heads in with a cinder block or something.
Okay, so we'll zoom in on the creatures who are next in turn, and 2 of them will charge at Jonathan. And as they charge, they won't have any defense this turn, but they are both going to try to attack you, claw at you, gouge at you as much as possible. And then after that, they're going to try and grapple you. So I'll just do 2 separate dice rolls here just to represent their attacks.
Okay.
The second attack, you apply your defense, but the second attack, it'll be a -1 to your defense because you've been attacked by 2 people.
Okay. I think I only got a defense of 2 because it's just the lowest of my dex or wits.
Yes, your lowest of your dex and your wits, plus anything else. So I'll just simply do what they do in their frenzy. So it's going to be strength at least 3, brawl 2, plus defense. This is 6 dice, I'm going to say. Minusing 2, so 5, 4. Okay. And 1 success. Okay, so one of them gets a bit of bashing damage on you, just the one. The second one will attack. This time he rolls 5 dice. And he's got 2 more successes plus a 10. So another 2 bashing damage. So at the moment you've suffered 3 bashing damage. These creatures have just started to attack you. They're starting to rip at you, claw at your skin, gouge at your eyes. They're completely like naked, and you can see them that they've been ripped open or torn apart and devoured themselves. But they're just the frenzy. They just want to devour you. They want to kill you, and you know they're going to try and bite you. You know they're going to try and grapple you.
Okay.
And then we'll go to our Emily character, who you kind of arrived last because it's Larry, and we'll do the next action, next turn. But you basically emerge in this room where you kind of zoom past this figure with a top hat and a cloak or cape.
Which I may have think that I have seen before, because she has actually met him. Actually met him, so there's once, so there's a faint glimmer of recognition, but it's happening very fast, so she's focused on something else. She sees Jonathan getting attacked by 2 guys or 2 monsters.
Yeah, there's 2 creatures that have tried to attack Jonathan. 2 other creatures that are kind of chasing after the individual with the top hat, but they will, as he kind of runs away, they will go towards Jonathan, and you're going to have 4 people piling on top of Jonathan. Sorry, I've missed Jonathan. You get your turn. You're last in the initiative. You do get to hit back. Sorry, I missed that.
No, that's fine. I hit it. Strength.
Strength plus brawl. Minusing 2 for its defense.
They're charging this. They didn't get it this time, did they?
Oh, yes, that's correct. So
specialty.
No defense. So it's your brawl plus your strength, and then you plus 1 automatic success if you successfully hit due to your claws.
Yeah, not a great dice roll, to be honest.
All right, well, you got 3. What's weird is that you hack at them, you claw at them, you tear their flesh, but it's not mortal damage. It's just bashing damage. They don't bleed. They don't seem to ignore it. It's as if they are kindred, the way kindred react to damage like that. And you claw at them, and you've caused 3 bashing damage to one of them. And then we'll zoom into Emily that you approach, and then we'll go to the next combat turn. So Emily, you've arrived. You see the situation. There are 2 of these creatures actively fighting Jonathan. Another 2 creatures are about to pounce on him. And the figure that the top hat is kind of just behind you or running down the corridor at the moment. And you're top of the initiative. So what do you
Jonathan, you feel fear over the blood sympathy, but you also feel kind of excitement or some sort of return to the familiar, or return to something that is good somehow, which you can interpret whatever way you want. But Emily just go in and begin to beat the fuck out of these guys. One of the people who have just charged him, she will attack.
Okay, so yeah, the 2 individuals that are attacking Jonathan at the moment.
Yeah. So that is strength plus brawl. Wow, that's pathetic.
Just as an action, just as a reminder, you can do like all-out attack. I need to post this up. There's a list of actions you can do. But you can do like all-out attack. You can do dodge. You can do grapple. You can do all these things. And all-out attack is basically you add extra dice, but you don't apply your defense in that turn.
I'll do that. All-out attack.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. I feel like Jonathan's being attacked, and you're like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah. How many extra is that?
I believe you get 2 extra dice on top of that.
So, that didn't do anything.
So unlucky.
Yeah.
1 dice and only 2 successes. But you're using claws, aren't you?
They only give you an automatic +1 if you hit. If you do damage, the weapon automatically does extra damage if you succeed.
So she does some extra 3 damage.
So if you, sorry, I'm not looking at the roll.
That's 2.
So 2 successes plus the lethal damage on top of your claws. So that's 3. And let's say you've already attacked you're attacking the individual. Jonathan's attacking her own. So 6 bashing for that individual. But he's, you know what, he should be enough to just take him down. And let's just describe what you do to him. You're tearing chunks of flesh at him.
Yeah, she's trying to go for joints, essentially like the shoulders, or like since she's very quickly just going deducing that these are probably not the most agile fighters, and she doesn't know what's going on, but like the less they can move their arms, hit and rip with their arms, the better. So she's probably going for like the joints of the shoulders to make them less effective.
Yeah, you rip at like the joints, the hands, the elbows, trying to remove those limbs. And with 6 bashing damage, let's just simply say, yeah, you really cripple this creature's hand is already kind of decomposing slightly. But as you rip it off, it's like a bone breaks or emerges, and it just starts attacking with the bone or the fragment. It's not slowing it down. It just keeps going. It's not stopping. And with that, we'll zoom into our other character as he's running down the corridor, I believe. What is he currently doing?
Caleb or me?
Let's just say
me?
both of you. You both meet up at the same time. You're both like looking down at each other.
Well, I'm not running down the corridor. I got to the door and out it, but then I saw 2 other figures run in at this point.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yep, carry on. Yeah, so you see that, and you see Caleb coming down the corridor. You hear him coming
As
down.
Caleb is coming up to me, I actually, at this point, I actually hand him the revolver, and I basically look at him and say, start firing at the ones who have been cut open.
Okay, he just sort of nods and grunts like, "Oh yeah, sure thing, boss, sure thing." And
Yeah,
he's a bit unnerved. He's a bit scared at the moment because this has definitely not gone according to plan. As he hears
not
these
at all.
noises coming from inside the morgue, this screaming. And tearing.
Can I try to aim and shoot at one of these things?
Yeah, the doors are open. We'll describe the scene you see before you. It's definitely going to be an action to kind of give him a gun and to turn around and then like open the door and just aim it at these creatures just to get yourself ready to shoot. I'll give you a bonus the next turn because you're preparing yourself, you're aiming, you're getting yourself ready.
All right, yeah, since I am aiming, so
yeah, it'll say this turn you're going through. You open the doors, you're aiming, and you just see this scene before you of these creatures or kindred fighting these ravenous beasts. Of flesh is like pouring out of them, but there's no blood scattered anywhere. Just lumps of fat and muscle being torn, and there seems to be more of them coming, more of them sort of emerging or going towards them. So we'll go to the creatures now. And their turn. And at the moment, it's going to be 2 on Jonathan, and there'll be 2 on top of Emily, your characters. 2 more try to pounce on you. So I shall roll for Jonathan first. So there'll be again the first attack, which is 4D.
Declare for resilience this time.
Okay, you can declare for resilience. So you spend a blood point. And you activate your armor. So that's for this whole turn. Whatever damage you get, you might -1 to it. So for the first attack, 1 success, but your armor negates that.
Yeah.
The second attack, and this will be an extra dice because your defense is lower.
Yeah.
2 damage. What was your armor rating or your resilience?
I only have resilience 1, so that does a damage.
So it gets through, so it's 1 more bashing damage on you at the moment. Now we'll do for Emily's character. She'll be attacked. What is your defense, Emily?
I did all-out attack, so I don't get any defense, right?
Right. That's very true. Yes, you did. So minus, so be 6d10. Ooh, okay. That guy did some damage there. He rerolls 2. Only the 3. Okay, so it's 3 bashing damage. This individual places on you for the first hit.
What is the passive ability of resilience?
Oh, yeah, so you may spend a blood point, and it's a reflective action, so you can spend at any point. and it activates your resilience. And for every dot of resilience you have, it counts as armor. And you may spend that if you want.
She will do that.
Okay, so you spend a blood point. What is your resilience?
My resilience is 2.
So you only receive the 1 bashing damage, as 2 of these hits are ignored. And we'll do for the second individual, and your armor still applies. 6. Only the 1, and your armor ignores that, so that's fine. So these individuals, they're tearing at you, they're biting, and they're clawing at you, and definitely next turn they're going to try and grapple you. They're going to try and bite you. But you tear at them, it just seems to do hardly any damage. They're tearing at you, and it's hardly doing any damage. It's a sort of stalemate going on at the moment. As the scene is progressing, as flesh and chunks of meat is being ripped apart. But for a normal person, this would just kill them, or they would fall over and collapse. But we'll zoom in and we'll go into the next turn. But more of these creatures are emerging. Another 2 creatures seem to come out of the morgue, the drawers, and the 2 individuals that are just eating or devouring this woman behind the scene. They emerge, their flesh or their face is covered in blood and Vitae, and they sort of hiss with their teeth and their fangs and begin to sort of approach. So there's another 4 of these creatures.
How many are we dealing with now?
It's about 1, 2. The other one's too scared. You're dealing with 8 at the moment. I think 2 on you, Jonathan. 2 on you, Emily. Another 2 have emerged from the background. Another 2 have emerged from feeding on the woman behind. So I think that's 8 in total. You're currently fighting 4 at the moment, but another 4 kind of slowly emerging behind you.
Okay. Because there's so many, how thin is this corridor? Would we be able to limit how many could attack us at once by effectively forcing him to a choke point?
Yes, that can be done. At the moment, you're in the front of these doors, so you can back up a bit or try to. It's going to take. It would either take you a turn to kind of tell people or get this plan going, or potentially a roll for you to like announce it, or even speak through the blood what you want to do with your fellow kindred.
He'll speak through the blood. He's very good at that.
Okay, right. We'll just do that now, just to see if that gets across. So this will be a composure plus blood sympathy, which is 5. So composure plus 5. Due to the difficulty of you fighting at the same time, we'll say -2, and we'll see how many successes you get.
Only 1.
It's enough. It's enough. You can't get it clear. You can't get the message through clearly through thought or image or words, but through feeling. So describe via feeling what you describe to Amy.
She kind of gets the sensation of rather fleet footwork, backing in fleet footwork and a flash of the doorway.
So okay, it's like a feeling of boxing, placing yourself.
Kind of, yeah.
Get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. Get 1 step back, 2 steps forward. It's that kind of motion that you kind of get across. And Emily, you feel that, you sense that, and as you're feeling that, it's your turn. You feel that through the blood. Like take 2, 1 step back, so we can get.
If I spend blood and celerity again, can I take 2 actions?
Yes, you may, but that is only up to your celerity points in total per scene. So if you have celerity 2, you may do that twice per scene.
Yeah, I'll just do it the once now. The first action is going to be I'm going to knock one of these guys prone with a block roll, and my fighting style and brawl will allow me to do this.
Do you need to grapple the person first, or
no? I can. That's what that ability. I think it's the 3rd dot does. That you can make a strength brawl roll, but instead of both going prone and having them grappled, you can knock someone prone.
Fair enough then. Yeah, that's fine. Just do as it describes on the merit.
And that is actually 2. So, of course, I think it's an opposed roll, so if he can make a strength brawl roll to resist it, I think.
Oh, yes, so to resist roll. Okay, fair enough. So it'd be 6 from this individual.
And I only have 2 successes. Wow, that's crappy.
He has 2 successes as well, and he's the defender. So it's the ferocity, it's the madness. This person, you push this guy, you knock him down, but he just resists. You actually push into his gut, you push into his chest. Your hand kind of collapses into his lung, into his ribs, and he's just pushing forward. His fangs and teeth ever pushing forward to try and get near you, to try to bite you.
And I will just declare that my other action will be to get back.
Okay, yeah, so there's 1 blood point, if you make a note. And your next action will be to you just step back.
Yes.
You disengage, you go back towards the door. And at which point we will go to our other 2 characters with their guns as they see this before them, as they see this female character kind of get back towards the door, and you're aiming your guns at these creatures.
Yes, we are. And I am going to fire... Okay, how many are there now?
There's 2 that are in the open at the moment because Emily's just backed away from them. But there's another 2 that are attacking Jonathan. If you shoot at the 2 attacking Jonathan, there will be penalties, and if you fail, you hit Jonathan.
I'm not going to attempt it. I'm not going to kill you, Chris.
But you may shoot at these two in the open. You may shoot the 2 in the open.
Yeah, so I picked my target. Caleb picks his. What would Caleb's dice pool be?
He's what is your retainer level? I think it's 3.
Believe
so you double
that.
Check. Yeah, you double that because this is his particular area of expertise. So his dice roll would be 6, I think.
Okay. So 6. Let me find this. So I have 4, but
so plus. I'm happy to say +1 extra dice because you spent a turn aiming.
Okay. Dash. Wait, no. I'll do my roll first. # repeat. 5d10. 8 and is that for
Has
Caleb?
it just the 1 success? That's fine. Yeah, he's got the 1 hit as well. Caleb has the revolver, if I'm correct.
Yeah, heavy revolver.
Okay, so let's just say you're aiming at the 1 individual. You're both just you just let off a few shots and a few rounds, and you both hit, and you both. I think the light revolver causes 1 damage plus 6. That's 2 bashing.
2 damage actually for heavy revolver.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about your weapon. It was a light.
It's pistol. A light pistol. Yeah,
so
1 damage.
So it's 2 damage there. That's 5 damage. So 5 bashing damage as you just boom, 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 fire these shots into this 1 individual, and he kind of reels back as the shots impact, and you see the flesh and lumps of gut and muscle just sort of fly out behind him and outwards. But he still kind of screams and still sort of claws and then starts to get more angry and quicker. And it's like the more damage you're doing to them, the quicker they're getting, the more awake they're becoming. And this individual is going to be trying to go for the people shooting him. So one of these creatures that suffered the damage. So 2 says 5. I've just got to make a note of that. So 1 has suffered 5. And
remember, if he passes near me, I get an attack of opportunity. No, I'm kidding.
That's true. Well, you get attack of No. He's at that moment. That individual's not caring. A lot of them aren't caring about defense at the moment. They're just crying out for you at the moment. They're more frenzied. They're becoming. Now we go to the creatures, and they will be attacking. So we've got 2. Now, Jonathan, they're going to be both grappling you. They're going to try and grapple you. So I'm going to make 1 grapple roll. I'll plus an extra 3 dice to it to represent that you're being grappled by 2 people. But you may resist, and this is your strength plus brawl to resist. And by the way, you may spend blood points to up your strength at any point, as a reminder.
I think I'll roll for this round. I'll up my strength.
Because they will be rolling 9 dice. Okay, repeat. Okay, so there you do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you are the defender. So you just you spend that blood point just to give you the extra strength. But they're both biting and crawling at you, and you're using both your hands to hold them off as they're trying to claw at you, trying to sort of jump and pounce at you. But you succeed in defending or stopping them from grappling you. And that's their turn. That's their action. The other
Quick,
two,
Chris, find a flamethrower.
find the flamethrower and just burn them all. We'll go to the other two individuals. One will be going towards Emily and try to grapple Emily. The other one will try to attack one of the individuals shooting him. And actually, it's going to go for the weaker one. It's going to go for the Kindred. It'll go for the Kindred. So it will go for Mr. Top Hat with the weapon. So we'll roll for Emily first. It will be a grapple attempt. This individual is going to try and grapple you.
Is this one of the ones who's been damaged?
No. The one that's been damaged or shot at is attacking the shooters.
Right.
This one who has.
And it wouldn't apply because they're probably in frenzy. So wounds.
They're in frenzy. They're just they're going all out. So this will be. They're going to try to grapple. This individual's trying to grapple you. So we can make a roll here. I think I'm getting it wrong. I think it needs to do the roll minus your defense to initiate grapple.
I'm not doing all-out attack in this round.
Okay, fair enough. So your defense is.
I think it is 3.
Okay, so I think it's 3d10.
Yeah, 4 in defense. 4 defense.
4 in defense. So it's only 2d10 this individual's rolling. No, it doesn't. It tries to grapple you, but it fails. And it's just you're too skilled, you're too dodgy. You still got your hand kind of pressed into its chest as it's jumping and biting at you. And you just managed to push it away. But this other creature is going to try to grapple or jump at the same time at you, Howard, and your PC. So what is your defense?
Me?
Sorry, Howard. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I got distracted for a second. My defense happens. What is? I actually don't have it written down on the sheet.
It's your lowest of dexterity. Oh, sorry, wits or dexterity. Which is the lowest?
2.
So minus.
The same. There's the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever's the lowest, basically.
Isn't it plus? Isn't it plus something?
A plus. I think yes, there's plus athletics, but we're not doing that in this because you get ridiculous dice pools. It doesn't work. I've done it before. But you plus celerity as well to your defense. But this individual does not have celerity. So this thing's going to jump you, and it gets 3 successes. So it successfully grapples you as it goes behind Emily and jumps you and pounces on you. And you're in a grapple at the moment. So when it comes to your turn, next we'll have to do a grapple action. Your ghoul will help you with that. He'll instantly try to protect his master. And then
put the gun to the back of his head.
Yeah, he probably will. If you hold it still, he'll probably just shoot the hell out of it, point blank range. So we'll simply say we'll go to our lowest roller, Jonathan. You're in the middle of a grapple. Oh no, you're not in the middle of a grapple. You
succeeded.
So you can do whatever you wish. You're being basically, these two things are trying to grapple you, trying to pounce on you.
I'll hit him real hard.
Hit it really hard.
Oh, so you're going to keep hitting. There's still the one that's injured that's trying to fight you. So you can keep trying to attack that one and rip it apart. You are being attacked by 2 individuals. Oh, no, only plus your defense. That's fine. So, yeah, you can roll whatever.
Does this defense apply here?
I'm going to say no defense for these creatures. They're simply all-out attack each turn. They're just going to keep going all-out attack.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
One from the claws is 5, so I hit it extremely hard with my claws.
I think I already suffered 4. I believe correctly if I touch it right. So
another. It's getting the +1 from the claws. That's why.
Yeah. So this is another 5 damage. So that is going to be a total of 9. Now you've ripping it apart, and it's actually lost an arm. There's only the bone kind of poking out. but it's still coming at you, and you've basically caused 9 bashing damage, and it's only got stamina 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got another 5 health left, basically. But you've caused it a bit of lethal damage now. You're starting to rip it to pieces, but it only has. It's still got 5 health left. It's just going at you with everything it's got. It doesn't care. It's just trying to claw, trying to rip, trying to bite at whatever it can to get its teeth near you. And with that, we'll zoom in on. This will be our next turn. So we'll go back to another turn. Top of the initiative, Emily. You see again. This thing's trying to grapple you. It's successfully, another creature's grappled the individual behind you. Jonathan, he's holding his own, and you see him tearing. You see him like ripping the guts out of one of them, and just tearing the body into pieces almost. But this thing is still trying to get at him. She
will attack the one who he just laid into.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, you can do that. The other individual hasn't grappled you, so you can just go straight for that other.
Give me a moment. That's 4. That's
just as a reminder, there is still another 4 of these things kind of approaching slowly.
Yeah, but she is going to even the odds. She wants to even the odds for her brother. She gives it 5 damage.
5 damage. Yeah, well, that's enough. Yeah, you describe away what you do, but you totally eliminate.
She'll just come in from the side as she's dodging away from the one trying to grapple her. She will just almost as Jonathan is attacking it, like not soon after she's going to rip out a chunk of breast and in just throat, just around the collarbone, just rip out a good chunk there.
Yeah, I say not only a good chunk. You rip off nearly its head, kind of collapses up to one side. You've nearly taken its head off. Its head kind of just falls to one side on the back part of its body as the whole neck's collapsed, and the corpse just is still trying to claw away, but it falls to the ground limp and docile. And Jonathan's just one other creature attacking him. So that creature's been removed. It's gone. It's torpid at the moment. So with that, we'll zoom in to our individual who's currently on the ground, trying to defend this thing, this corpse. Let's just say a naked old lady. She's like a naked
God! Of course it is.
Who's just jumping you, and she's got this kind of withered grey hair, and she's trying to jump, pounce.
Here's my plan. I'm holding her. I'm basically holding her still, and Caleb is putting the gun against her head and blowing her.
We'll simply do that as a. You need to succeed in the grapple, and that is a strength plus brawl, and it's a versus roll. And you may spend.
Can I spend a blood point to help me at all in this case?
You may spend 2 blood points if you wish.
Yes, I will. I'll bring myself down to 8.
So no, for each blood point you spend, it pluses 2 to one of your attributes, your physical attributes. In this case, it's strength. So you'd be plussing 4 to this dice roll.
All right, so plus 4. Let me see here. Strength. Oh, that's 7 dice.
Yeah, strength plus brawl plus whatever bonuses.
7 dice.
And your vigor. Don't forget that.
I don't have any.
He does. He's a not without vigor.
Bane.
I have resilience.
That can help. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to roll for this individual. It's going to 6 dice. Oh God, no! They rolled really well.
Fuck you.
So they rolled really well. Unfortunately, they even rolled to the point where they roll 1 more dice. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I apologize for my dice rolls. Here we go. Oh God, no! So that's an exceptional even. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Okay, Caleb, stab her now.
So basically,
stab.
this individual will make it her turn because it's all part of the grapple, and she succeeded in the grapple. So she's going to bite on you and then start to drain you and drink. Well, due to the fact it's exceptional success, we'll say 4 points of blood. And she just draws out of you instantly, and your blood is just being drained. And the kiss is not nice. It's not like as Kindred have kissed you or done it before. It's horrid. It's forceful. It's like the dead drawing their essence out of you, and it's so painful. And you have 4 blood points drained out of you.
So I'm down to 4.
Yes, but we'll simply say that Caleb, due to his diligence, due to his self-righteous nature, will jump this old lady. He'll see you being drained. He'll see you in pain, and he'll jump her and take her off you. But then he will start to be devoured. She will instantly start to devour him and start to drain him. And we'll leave that for another turn. We'll leave that for the next turn. So that is currently going on at the moment. We'll zoom in on these creatures. The one in creature's already done their turn. That was attacking you. Jonathan, you're fighting one creature. Emily, you're being attacked by another creature. And the other 4 creatures that are behind are going to now pop in. And they're going to start doing actions now. So we're going to say...
I have a plan for us all after we get these things off of us. Fucking run. I'm done with this.
So we're getting to the point now where basically, Jonathan, you're going to be attacked by 3 of these creatures now. Emily, you're going to be attacked by 3 of these creatures now. And
I thought we were moving into a choke point to prevent this, though.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're in a... Yes, sorry, you did say that earlier. We'll halve it. We'll simply say 3 creatures are attacking both of you. The other creatures are trying to crawl on top of them or trying to get at you, but they can't quite reach you. You're sort of blocking them and fending them off.
Got them in the doorway.
So they will be attacking you. So we'll say, let's say 2 creatures will be attacking Jonathan. So the first roll will be 4.
Chris, do you feel special?
He's the weakest. He's the individual that's been wounded the most. So they're going for the weakest.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that makes sense. Actually.
Weakest prey they want to eat first. So the first one is 4 dice. Nothing happens. The second one is 5 dice. 2 successes. So there'll be 2 bashing damage.
Okay.
Please keep track of all this damage.
I've taken 5 now. So.
Ooh, it's starting to get sensitive now. And then Emily, you'll be attacked by 1. And your defense is quite high, so I don't think you'll do as much. 1 success, so it does 1 bashing damage to you.
Yeah, okay.
So describe it that you're just holding these things off. You're literally just, the doors are there. You're just holding these things back as they're clawing at you, climbing at you. But you're fending them off. And then we'll go to Jonathan. This is your turn at the moment. So what do you do?
Have any of these been wounded other than the one we killed?
I think. Sorry, I'm not on the. Oh, it's still yes.
Yeah, you as the top. Jonathan, you're at the bottom of the initiative order.
Emily, which one? I think you injured another one.
One is dead. One has suffered 5 bashing damage, and that's the one that's gone towards the old lady that is currently trying to devour the ghoul.
Then, Jonathan will just continue focusing on the kind of 6 that he's got blocked in and just take a swipe at 1. He does 1, 2, 3, 4 bashing to one of them.
4 bashing damage. Okay, so 4 bashing. Put that down. All right, cool. And new turn. So we'll go to the next turn. So the scene is at the moment. We have the ghoul with this fighting this old lady. He's on his knees at the moment. As this old lady is just sort of just biting into his neck and devouring him. Emily, Jonathan, you're both kind of fending off this horde, this amass of creatures, these undead monsters that are frenzying and trying to get at your blood, trying to steal your blood, and a wounded individual who's seen his ghoul being devoured by an old lady who has had just a massive amount of blood drained from him in like 1 bite.
I have a plan. So she's draining my ghoul, right?
Yeah, at the moment he's right next to you. He's kind of fending her off. Let's say he's put his arm in front of her to kind of stop her feeding from you, and now she's biting his arm. And he's
Well,
kind of
how about
holding her back
what
at the
happens
moment.
if I bite her in return?
You can bite her in return if you want.
Yeah, can I
Wait,
spend
wait,
two?
at your turn. At your turn. At the
I
moment, we'll
thought it
go
was
to.
my turn.
No, sorry. I'm just describing the scene at the moment. In turn order at the moment is Emily. You have top turn at the moment, and then you, Howard.
Emily just through the blood. What was the role for communicating through the blood?
It's a composure plus your blood sympathy, which is very high. This is 5, so composure plus 5, and for each success represents how clear the message comes across. And I'm happy to make that kind of reflective roll, but it'd be a penalty, and we'll do to the more creatures that you're fending off at the moment. I'm going to make it a -3 if you try to do something.
All right, that's 5 dice. I will just. I'm assuming this is not an action.
It's a reflective action. It doesn't cost
Okay,
you
so I
anything.
can.
It's about communicating through the blood, a quick emotion, a quick thought.
Roll the extra 10, buddy.
That's 2. Like you begin to get a sensation of we need to get out of here now.
Let's run away.
Yeah, that's kind of like it's well, given the situation, that's probably what's being communicated because shit, this is bad. Yeah, so Emily is just gonna. Actually, she is going to. Fuck it. I'll spend another blood in celerity, and I'll try this again. My first action is going to be one of the people or one of the monsters that are attacking Jonathan. She's going to try and knock them one prone without going prone herself.
I'm going to say by knocking one of them prone, because they're so dense together, it will knock the others down.
That's 2.
I think for each success you gain there. All right,
Okay.
yeah. So you've successfully knocked one down because you've rolled very well. You've got an extra success. That's another one down. So you've spent your celerity and you've shoved like one of the creatures, and he goes prone, and he knocks one of the other creatures, and they sort of fly over or collapse and go prone. So at the moment, I think you've only got 4 creatures that are currently trying to get at you.
Yeah, and when she does that, she will begin to move backwards.
Okay, so you kind of go back and 3.
Yeah, she knocks as many as she can down, so to give her a starting hand, and then she's beginning to move because
just as a point, you could not try and knock the others down to give the players a chance to kind of get out. You have got an extra action, or you can save yourself and get out of the way.
You know what? Yeah, she will do that, and of course I have no successes.
So it's too much to do at one point. There's too many of them, but you're seeing like knocking 2, like 3 of them fly like over, and then you seem trying to knock the other ones down, but they just get up instantly. Some of them get up instantly. Others feel like you're hitting a brick wall. They just seem to react differently.
I shouldn't listen to you, just for the record, David.
Well, in either case, you and Jonathan are still there fighting the good fight, and we'll go to our scene with Mr. Topper and the ghoul. As the ghoul is currently, yes, he's used his arm to block her feeding. And she's biting down on him, and she's draining blood from him now.
I want to tear her throat out.
You can do that with your teeth. You can simply try to rip her apart with your teeth.
What would the roll be?
The roll is basically a strengthened brawl, we'll simply say, because you're all kind of grappling at the moment.
Can I spend blood?
Brawl, you can spend blood. You know what? I won't apply a defense because she's too busy feeding. And if you're using your teeth, that is lethal damage because your teeth are lethal weapons, even to other kindred.
And can I spend blood?
Yes, you may spend blood.
1 point.
Again, 2 points. 1 point. Okay. Please keep track of your blood. If your blood pool gets down to 4, please.
It is down to 4.
That's a frenzy roll check. If your blood pool is down to 4,
then what do I roll for that?
Okay, to resist frenzy, that is a resolve and composure. Due to the fact you're at blood 4, that's a -2 to the dice roll to represent
3 dice.
And you may, 3 dice. You may spend a willpower point to give you an extra dice.
I'm doing that as well.
So you can hold off for a turn if you wish, and you gain extra dice to resist the frenzy.
I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
Down to 4 willpower. All right. Okay, so do I resist it for a turn just by spending the willpower?
Yeah, you resist it for a turn.
Roll?
For each willpower spot point you spend, you can hold off for a turn before you frenzy, and it represents 1 extra dice per on the roll.
And I can still spend a blood point.
Yeah, you can still spend blood point. This is a roll to represent you resisting the frenzy, if you wish to.
Yeah, but you just said I spent the willpower point, though. You said I resisted for a turn.
You spend for each willpower point you spend, it holds off the actual frenzy for 1 turn, and it adds an extra dice roll to resist. So you can spend 3 willpower points to hold off for 3 turns before you frenzy, and gain extra 3 dice to resist. But you can still fail. Is how that works.
Okay, but can I now? All right, I've spent the willpower point. Now, can I spend a blood point to increase my strength?
You still need to roll to see if you frenzy or not.
I'm confused. Then why do I spend the willpower point? And
basically, the way it works in this is that when you frenzy or do a frenzy test, it's your composure plus resolve.
Yes.
And if you wish, you may spend a willpower point, but it doesn't give you extra 3 dice. It merely adds 1 extra dice to resist. And for every willpower point you spend, it gives you an extra turn to hold off frenzying. So that's to stop you from feeding on a beloved one or
okay. You were explaining that badly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. I apologize if I didn't get that across.
Okay, so resolve plus composure -2 plus 1.
Yes.
All right, so 3 dice. Wait, -2 plus 1. That's 4 dice actually.
Okay, 4 dice.
All right. Eight, 4d10. Got a 9.
Okay, so you resist that. You hold it off for a turn as well, but you resist to feed, to just let that beast out, to get your blood back. That's yours. It's rightfully yours. What does she have with it? She doesn't need it. It's yours. And now you may proceed normally with your turn.
All right. Spend a blood point, and I have 60-10, and I am going for her throat. I want to rip her head off, basically.
Okay, roll away. See how many successes you gain.
Wait, what? Oh, I forgot to put the pound sign in.
I know. God, I wish a dice system would come back.
I got a 10.
Right, I think that's enough to just do her in.
Is that repeating? But isn't that explodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, explodes. She's already suffered a bit of damage.
Of course.
Just the one. Not many successes tonight. So you get her throat, and you're using your teeth, and it actually ups the damage pool. So she suffered 41 damage now. And I think due to the fact she's an old lady, Estelle knows a bit less anyway. Let's just say, you grab at her throat and you tear it open, and blood starts to pull out of it because she just recently has just drunk.
I'm lapping that up like an animal.
Oh, it's going all over the place at the moment. It's like a mixture of the ghoul's blood and your blood. She's like a stuffed creature that's just fed a lot on recently, and as of now, it's just starting to pour out, and Vitae is starting to pour out everywhere. Possible frenzy checks for the other players if their blood pools get low enough. But we simply say there's kindred Vitae, ghoul Vitae starting to pour everywhere. But you've successfully immobilized her. She's kind of fallen back or immobilized for a turn at least. She's not doing.
And she stopped feeding on my
grasp. Yeah, she stopped feeding on your ghoul. She's trying to grasp her throat, and it's as if, and you see her doing it. Actually, this is what she spent a turn doing. She's healing. She's using the blood that's pouring out her throat to heal her throat. again, it's like an instinctive.
Oh no, you don't.
And she's trying to heal herself, but that's in her turn, which is now, I think, because that was your action doing that. The ghoul is going to, once she's removed, once you bite her and tear her throat out, the ghoul just reacts protectively, and he sort of just tries to grab you and tries to get you out, or tries to drag you out if you can't.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
He's like, no, we're getting out of here now, and he's dragging you, picking you up and going. And now we're going to go with the creatures. The old lady is currently trying to heal herself. We have 2 of these creatures that are knocked down, and we have another 3 who are going to be attacking Jonathan, as you're the only one currently fending them off or blocking them off. So this simply.
Well, I'm actually still there because I didn't.
I thought you backed away. Oh no, you didn't. Yes, sorry, I stand.
I tried, but I failed. So.
So we're going to spread out some damage here. So we're going to have 1 attacking Emily and 2 attacking Jonathan. Resilience. That's a blood point. So
it puts me down to 7.
So the first hit will be defense 2. So yeah, okay, minusing 2. So it'll be 4 dice. 1 success is 1 damage. Your resilience ignores it. The next hit will be 5 dice. All 2 successes plus 10. That's another bashing damage on top of all of that. So Jonathan, you're getting bit. You're getting clawed at. Your legs are being torn at. Your face is being ripped at. It's starting to tear now. It's starting to be quite obvious. Your wounds are starting to become quite dramatic. If you was a mortal, you'd be dead right now. That's serious sort of damage. The individual that is attacking Emily only does 3 dice, and I don't think they do a lot. Only the one bashing damage to Emily. It's strange. These things, they don't seem to be dishing out a lot of damage, but they're just resilient. They're just hard to put down. They just don't seem to be going down as anything else that you have fought would do. And now we'll go to Jonathan. This is your last turn. Currently in a situation, you're surrounded by 3 of these creatures. 2 of them have been knocked down, and your fellow sibling, Emily, is helping you fend them off. Yeah. What do you do?
She sent him the blood sympathy that we're going to retreat now, so he's going to take the initiative there and retreat.
So you get a head start as you kind of let them go and immediately back away and start running backwards, start running away. Yep. So we'll give you extra bonus dice for the next turn to represent you running away. You spent your turn running away. So we'll go to the next turn, and we'll go to the top of the initiative queue, which is Emily. You're still fighting these things at the moment, but you
not anymore.
Not anymore. So retreat. So you spend your turn running away. I'm assuming for everyone it's a running away turn. Everyone's running away.
Run, flee.
Okay. So,
yeah, we're getting out of here.
All right, we'll do a roll for everyone. This represents whether they attack you, chase after you. Maybe one of them jumps and does some damage to you. So for every success they gain above your roll, will cause extra damage. Okay. So we'll simply say this will be a dexterity plus athletics.
Strength athletics for running?
Yeah, for running. For you, Jonathan, I'll give you an extra 2 dice to represent that you ran away a lot earlier. You
for strength athletics, sorry.
Sorry, dexterity and athletics to represent your
strength, but okay.
If you do have vigor, you may plus that to your athletics rolls.
I have 3 successes and re-rolling 1 dice.
It's what athletics?
4.
It's your dexterity plus athletics to represent you dodging, weaving away out these creatures. And you may plus vigor on top of that, because vigor pluses to all athletics.
I have a special team long distance running. I don't know if that applies here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It's long distance running. Do you have a look at that?
I have...
if you have fleet on foot or anything like that, it adds an extra dice, I believe.
God, I got a success, but god damn it, why can't I roll anything higher? I mean, I still succeeded. I'm happy.
Oh my god, that is a horrible roll for 8 dice.
There are a lot of bad rolls tonight, I think.
Oh, yeah, no. We've got 1 success out of
so what have we got? Could you please just pull up all your dice, your successes, and tell me?
Yeah, I have 4 successes on that.
4 successes. Wow, okay. 1. And then, Jonathan, what was yours?
1. both of us got a 1.
Oh, both of you got one
Yeah,
success.
despite our
Okay.
rather large dice pools, I know
Actually,
GM
I need to roll one more, and if I have specialty in athletics, that is combat maneuvers. Would that?
Oh, that applies. Yeah, that applies because you're dodging, weaving.
So
enemies.
how many extra dice should I roll for that? Fleet of foot and
Oh, speciality, you plus 1 extra dice if you have a speciality.
fleet of foot is also 1, so I need to roll 2 more.
For
Right?
every dot of fleet of foot, you plus an extra dice as well.
Okay, so that's 3 total.
If you get an exceptional, that may mean something.
That's 1 more. That's 5.
Oh,
That's
wow.
6. 6 successes.
Wow, so that's exceptional. So I'm going to say, well, let's roll for these creatures first. Hold on. There's going to be a lot of them chasing you, so I'll give them some extra dice. And they're friendly, so oh, for
What?
okay, that's a lot of successes there. Hold on. 1, 2.
Is that for all of them in general, or just the one?
That's for all of them in general. But every success they gain, it does something. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so to describe the scene, you're all kind of running. You're fleeing. You're going left and right down the corridors. But these things are suddenly their speed just increases. They're more frenzied now. They're more awake. Blood has been spilled. Blood is there now. And actually, 1 or 2 of them stop to lick up the blood that's kind of been devoured by the old lady that's been spilled. And actually, they start to eat the old lady. They start to devour her. But then more start to emerge, and they start to climb on the walls, the ceiling. They start to emerge from, across the side of the walls. And 1 or 2, they start to jump at you. They start to claw at you. They bite, they tear, they grasp whatever they can, but you're fleeing, you're running. And I'm assuming you all kind of, you hear the ghoul scream out, like, go to the van, go to the van. You get some keys out as if, like, we'll get out of here. And you basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of you suffer 5 bashing damage, minus your successes. Oh, by the way, as the scene approaches, Emily, you've just sprinted straight ahead. You're leaping over the trolleys, you're jumping over the bins, and you're way ahead of everyone else, to the point where you're kind of just standing by the door, seeing the scene before you as these creatures are trying to attack everyone.
Can I use my exceptional successes to instead help one of them?
I'm going to give you an option. You may either use your exceptional success to help one of them, or to grab the keys off the ghoul and start the van up.
She will help out Jonathan.
Okay, so we'll say that with your exceptional success, you plus 2 extra successes to Jonathan's roll. So Jonathan, you have plus 2 to whatever roll you had. Okay. As Emily actually knocks a few of them back, or kicks 1 or 2 of them away from you as you're running away. It slows her down though, so you're all kind of equally running out now. But again, yes, you all suffer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bashing damage, minusing your successes from that roll.
I only take 2 then.
What is your total on that? I think are you entering lethal damage area? Or
no, I have 9 health levels and I've taken 8 bashing.
Ooh,
I have 11, and I think I've taken a total of 4.
Okay, so we're still kind of good with that. It's just, yeah, you're getting very injured now. You're starting to get overwhelmed a bit now.
Yeah.
But you push them aside, and at one point the ghoul kind of lets you all go through, and he kind of holds the door instinctively, like just holds the door to stop them from crashing through. But they start breaking through the glass and starting to tear and jump. And the ghoul's just simply shouting out, like, "Okay, just get boss, just get in the van, just get in the van."
Yeah, let's go get in the van. Everyone get in the van right now.
Caleb is holding the door, though. Your ghoul.
Yeah, Emily is gonna try to get the ghoul to follow her, and all of them running to the van because I think he has the keys.
Oh no! Yes, he'll just throw the keys. He'll throw the keys at you. He will pass the keys to whoever, but he's literally holding the door. He's using his brute strength to hold the door down.
Well, Emily will probably grab the keys and get in the car, but she will just call on the guy and just say, "Run."
Get in the fucking van. I mean, I
Get in the fucking car.
Right, I'm going to have to do a roll for him because he's going to try to let go of the door. Oh, I don't know. I might. You know what? I'm going to overrule this and make it an RP decision here of where this ghoul. He looks at you and goes, "Okay, yeah," and he kind of lets go of the door, and tries to run towards the van. But of course, he's quite heavy and big, and he's moving. But these creatures just pounce on him and jump him, and start to devour and tear him apart and rip him apart, and you can hear him crying out and screaming like, just go, boss, as his claws being ripped into him and tearing him apart.
Emily, if anyone could see her, she's alone at the front seat, but she's not happy about this. But she will just start up the car and begin to drive really hefty off, and just get the hell out of there.
And that, as you
really,
kind of, yeah,
another ghoul dead.
Another ghoul dead. As you
no roll, nothing.
It's all RP. This is all wonderful RP stuff here. So it's your ghouls just being devoured and eaten and torn, but he's sacrificed himself to help get you away, to lead you away.
The ghoul did his job, as any good ghoul should. Die for one's master.
This is purely an RP issue I'm dealing here. I'm happy for any solution. He may come back. You never know. It simply said that as you flee and as you examine and leave the scene, you look through the rearview mirror and you just see the scene of these four creatures like biting and devouring and ripping and tearing, and they let out these sort of howls and they examine the hospital and you see them starting to run towards other people, but then you see one or two of the creatures like as if zombified, as if like waking up from a daze or confusion and start to just walk around confused, unaware of what's happening. But then you flee the scene. You escape. You go over a fence. You go through bumps. You break the entranceway, and you flee into sort of inner London, back into inner London.
After like 5-10 minutes of driving, Emily will just stop the car, sit there for a moment, look down at herself, and sure, her bag of clothing is fairly ripped apart, but she's covered up in the most important areas, which is a relief for her. But she just gets out of the car, takes a moment, just breathes in heavily, even though she doesn't have to, a couple of times, and then she gets into the back and opens the door, looks at the two, and just says, "So, what the fuck just... what the..." She looks at Jonathan. Are you okay?
No, not really. I'm gonna have to hunt later. He'll how much blood is he on right now? He's down to 7. At what point would he begin to feel hungry? Just
4 is when Kindred has to roll for hunger checks and stuff.
Okay.
I am like Emily also seems a bit tense because
He'll spend 2 to heal for the moment then.
For each dot you spend, it heals 1 lethal or 2 bashing.
Okay. Then I'll heal. I can heal 4 bashing.
Okay, yeah, bashing damage again is not too bad for Kindred. You just instantly you spend the blood points, and those scratch marks that you've even got fingernails like lodged into your cheek and into your arm, but as you heal, they pop out.
He's at 5 blood now.
You sort of rub, you sort of push them aside, and again, your hard Kindred body just. This damage would have killed a human, but of course.
She looks at the guy with the top hat. I met you before, didn't I?
Food.
Right.
Okay. You also notice that he is covered in blood, open wounds, and he does not look like he's in a good time.
I stay the fuck away from him and get ready just in case, because he seems to be acting much like the guys that tried to tear him apart. So he's
Jonathan, get in the front seat. And she just she actually just pulls Jonathan out, closes the door because it's a van, so the guy can be in the back of the van, and she'll just begin to get into the driver's seat, begin to drive off again. And
So describe that again. What you're going to do? You're going to just
she's gonna get Jonathan out of the back seat,
okay.
or out of the back of the van, and then just close the door, and she'll just say to him, "I'll get some food." She seems unsure when she says that, and then she closes the door, and then gets Jonathan into the front seat of the van, and then gets into the driver's seat herself, and starts the car up again.
Okay, so does anyone resist that or have an action towards that? Or
No,
I am stuck in the back of the van, staving off frenzy right now.
Right. Okay. So you're in the back of the van, just literally pouncing, walking back and forth, just
smacking my head against the wall.
Everything has happened. You're clawing, and your beast is pouring out, and it's
angry. My ghoul is dead. I am not having a good time.
What the fuck do we do with that guy? And she just points to the back of the van. What the hell do we do with that guy?
I don't know. I don't know who the fuck he is. I showed up there and all these
I know.
killing him and some poor woman.
It's, we can't let him go like that. Like he's ready to rip someone. Fuck.
He might have fucking done this. I don't know.
But the way that they almost ripped him apart with their teeth, I'm guessing no.
I mean, he could have. He just might not have been very clever about it.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get him blood or anything.
Can you? She looks to him. Maybe we could feed him some of ours.
I'm not risking hunger.
I'm pretty hungry myself. Shit. Do we just park the car and leave him?
I mean, I'm gonna have to keep a fucking eye on him. I think I can have some of my.
In the midst of his hunger-induced anger, he kind of goes over to the little window in the back of the van and he says, "You're not leaving me here."
Right. Of course we wouldn't. Like, we're just discussing the place to get food. As she's still driving, and she's like, maybe we could go to a place that's less shit. And Emily will park at some place that isn't too crowded, and she'll just look at Jonathan and go like,
I don't know. Like, does he have a herd or something? Yo, dude, do you have a herd or something?
Food.
He's not answer my question.
He can't. What do you think? He's in a near hunger-induced frenzy.
Still gonna push the issue.
Emily will get out of the car, and she'll just look around and just say, maybe we can find some cats and dogs and shit.
I could do that. He could be, yeah, he could, or I could call some animals. He says, a bit, like, sad about the whole issue.
I'm not. And she goes over and whispers to him, Laura, you can... No, she doesn't even whisper. She knows that he can probably feel it. You get the sense that she does not want to let him go near someone who is innocent.
A person.
Like a normal person, letting this guy off and just find the first person is not something that she thinks is a good idea or something she wants to do.
I think, just to give you the heads up, Jonathan, humanity-wise, you treat animals just as much as people. You feel as animals are just as
it's
kind
kind
of people. So this is just to give you that headset.
Jonathan's not really okay with animals being thrown onto this guy's thing. What do we do? Shit.
to describe the area you're just currently parked in, it's again somewhat remote little corner, an alleyway stop. There are a few people going back and forth. Some of them do pause to look because, again, a bit odd. You're driving quite fast and you sped into this corner or this alleyway or little stop. But it's somewhat remote.
I think we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to let him go, and then if he finds someone and goes too far, we're just gonna have to tear him off.
Shit. This is really fucking bad.
In a midst of sanity, Joseph just says, "Map in glove box."
Oh, Jonathan will get out the map.
It is a map that leads to a Shady Oaks cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Probably would be best to get out of the general public eye, to say the least.
I think we'll make that a roll there to represent, because your ghouls just died. You've held off for now, but we'll do another frenzy check to represent that you're hungry.
Can I just spend I'm going to spend another point of willpower to add dice.
You may spend a point of willpower, and for each point you spend, let's say instead of a turn, adds an extra couple of minutes or 10 minutes to the journey, representing the fact that you're holding on to your beast as long as you can before you just simply
if there is an indication of somewhere to go, Emily will get into the car and begin to speed off against that or to that area.
Fine. That's fine. If he says Shady Oaks, again, you've both got phones or devices, you'll be able to look that up or find that out. But if I can get a roll from you, Howard.
60-10?
No, let's just say it's your resolve plus composure, minusing 2 because of your hunger, but minusing an additional 2 because of the fact you've just seen your ghoul die and you've had strong memories and feelings towards your ghouls being killed.
What about +1 to willpower?
+1 for each point of willpower you're willing to spend.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta mute. Hold on.
Okay. Again, willpower just represents you can hold off for an extra turn, and it adds an extra dice to resist. It's very hard to resist the beast. While he's doing that, we'll currently go to our 2 characters. As you're driving away towards this Shady Oaks that he said.
Sorry about that. Okay. +1 because of willpower.
If every dot of willpower you spend, you plus an additional dice.
Can I spend 2?
You may spend 2, and that represents you holding off the beast for like 20 minutes.
All right, 40-10 then. 8 and a 9.
You do. Yes, you're just describe away your thoughts and feelings as this is happening. Hold off the beast.
I'm pissed off. My character is pissed off right now. Joseph just lost his frigging ghoul, another good friend of his that has stayed with him and, basically acted as a confidant while, and his another attachment, not a touchstone, but still an attachment to humanity in a sense. This was a person he cared for dearly, and he's more or less just very scared. Right now, he's scared more or less not only for his ghoul, but for anyone else that those creatures might go after now. And he's angry that the Invictus did not inform him of this ahead of time, that they just threw him into this headlong. He's feeling that they betrayed him. He's feeling that he was set up, that this was not this was all planned. The silent conspiracy is trying to out me, and it enrages him, but it keeps his mind focused and away from the beast during the journey.
With that, so you're moaning, you're groaning, but your beast goes down. Your beast sort of quietens a bit, and the other PCs, the other characters sense this. They are aware he's not frenzying. You can feel it. You don't even need to see it. You can just feel the beast pouring out, but it's residing now. This takes like 10 minutes or so for him to calm down.
Hold on 1 second. Well, you guys can continue. I need to go move my car. Be right back.
Oh, okay, right. So we'll go to our other characters currently in the van. And they sense this and feel this, their thoughts.
Well, We're not going to be shooting out anyone from the back of the fucking van. That's a good thing.
No, fuck. We'll just take him back to this fucking place, and then I don't know, when he's in a saner state of mind, we'll have a chat with him, because I want to know what the fuck just happened back there, and he was the guy on the scene.
Yeah. What about? And she just she begins to. She just leans in, and she's driving. She'll just. What about if we stake him? Doesn't that work?
Do you have a stake?
I'm just thinking out loud.
Look, unless you got a very particular way of ripping off a chair leg, and I don't even see any of those lying around, that's not really an option.
Do you have a better suggestion?
Like, the only thing I can think of right now is just let him go off, keep track of where he fucking goes. If he loses his mind while feeding off of someone, we intervene. If he doesn't, then he'll be in a better place to talk to us.
Right. Great plan. Look, okay. Sure. You can feel that Emily feels distraught, there's a lot of different emotions swirling around her right now. But it's clear that it's there is also a hint of excitement almost.
Back.
From what happened, but yeah, they will begin to pull up at Shady Oaks.
I don't know what the fuck so many monsters were doing in a morgue.
They were kindred.
What?
I mean, did you see what we did to them? If they were human, they wouldn't be able to fucking live what we did to them.
They were draining people, but they didn't feel like kindred to me. They felt like something else.
Revenants.
What?
They were revenants.
Okay, later. Okay? First we get food.
Blood. I need it now, Senora.
We're at the place where you wanted us to go.
Stray dogs come here often. Find them. Bring them to me. Or else I'm going to kill somebody.
With the feeling that comes from that, from Jonathan, Emily just looks at him, quite concerned, and just looks at him and just goes, all right.
Rabbits as well, near my home.
Right. Emily just gets out and just doesn't seem really to know what the hell to do with this situation. She just looks at the car, looks at Jonathan, and just this area is it completely deserted?
Yeah, describe it.
Yeah, basically, right now, there is nobody whatsoever on this property at all, anywhere.
Okay. Emily will see if there's any dogs or anything that she can see.
You can hunt. You can sort of seek the rabbits or dogs or other creatures. Again, due to your kindred senses, you can spot them out and see them out. But it's quite a vast area. So if you can give me a survival plus wits roll, and this for every success you gain, you get one animal.
Wits survival. That is just a wits roll. Plus, or minus what? Kind of.
Oh, -1. If you have no survival, then it's -1 to represent an unskilled thing. So it's just merely your wits -1. Oh, 110. Okay, so it could explode. No, so you find you seek, you roam for a bit, and you can only just find like a bunny rabbit, as described, near this very old sort of somewhat decrepit like house. And actually, even as you approach this very old house, it's very decayed, rotten almost, and even the bunny rabbit seems somewhat wounded or infected as you kind of grab it. And that's one of the reasons you managed to grab it, is because it couldn't quite escape quickly in time. But definitely what you do is the size plus stamina. This is a creature that could be eaten. It has some blood in it. Not much, but just some.
She tries to just hide it as best she can, and we'll go over and just chuck it in the back.
So due to its size, which is 2, due to its stamina, which is 2, you gain 2 blood points from each thing.
Oh, so I'm stable now.
You're stable now. Yeah. Animal vitae, for every 2 blood points you gain or drain equals 1 vitae. So its total health is like 4. You've drained 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it's 2 blood points you get. So you're stable now. You're calm. You're collected.
Thank you.
Just to add, Jonathan, you hear all this noise, and actually, due to animalism, you can hear the bunny rabbit's cries. You can hear the bunny rabbit crying out, like, "Why is this happening? Where am I? I've got a family. I've got to get back to. I've got a family to care for." And then you hear just that the sound of a creature devouring and eating behind you. But then we'll zoom in. You're stable now, Howard.
Yarita.
Okay. Are you better now? Like, we're both.
Yes.
I think we're all thirsty, but we'd like to know exactly what the hell just happened back there, because yeah.
I would like to know myself, Senora.
You can just say Emily, it's fine.
I was hired to dispose of corpses. I went in, and all of a sudden, those corpses popped up and tried to kill me, and succeeded in killing my ghoul.
I could have set up to kill you. Who hired you?
The Invictus.
Yeah, of course it'd be fucking Vicky's.
Right.
There's one of 2 options here. They betrayed me and wanted me dead, or 2, they didn't know what was going on. Either way, they owe me a lot. And now they have a lot of answers to give, and a lot of a mess to clean up.
If there are any of them here.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be out in a minute. I'm just finishing up.
Emily just looks between the 2 of them and just says, "Okay, the Invictus hired you. Oh shit. Okay, this is okay. So we now have fucking zombie things running around the street. That's what we're presuming.
I can
Revenants.
go back there and try to track some of them. What's wrong with these revenants? When I sensed them, they didn't seem like normal kindred. What's different about them?
They're not normal kindred. They are the result of what happens when a kindred exsanguinates a human, and there's a very rare chance, but it is possible, that corpse gets up again and starts drinking blood. But it ain't like us. They're different.
So it's not someone who's embraced, but it's just someone drained?
Yep. It's rare, and I'm amazed we saw that many in there.
There was at least 10 in there.
Yes. It seems like the Invictus has been doing something they really want to keep hidden. They could have explained that to me, and I could have gone in there more prepared, and there wouldn't have been a body count. But now there is. That poor girl.
Like, for all involved, you should just burn the place.
They've been storing exsanguinated mortals.
Seems like it. The strange thing was, though, I don't know if it was the Invictus themselves who did this. I have a feeling.
Maybe they got like maybe they got a hint about it, or like a tip.
No. I believe these people that were killed by Invictus hands, but I don't think I'm thinking back to it, and I do not think the Invictus were the one who made them into revenants. I walked in there, and the place was in disarray completely. And I found a young woman in there as well, hiding in one of the drawers. She was gibbering like mad, and when I tried to calm her down, she fainted on me. But she said that something came in there and attacked, and looking around, it looked like some sort of kindred clawed his way in, attacked, and proceeded to begin exsanguinating the victims en masse. It's a theory, but it holds water. The Invictus are much more tidy about what they do, usually.
I'm putting them all in a morgue seems quite tidy.
Pardon?
Putting them all together in a morgue to contain them seems quite tidy.
Yes. Well, again, I believe these were only just dead corpses, targets, political.
There shouldn't be many. There aren't many kindred in this city. Who could have? How could there have been so many revenants?
I don't know. I'm tired, and one of my best friends is currently has probably become one of them now.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's fine. I thank you for your help at the very least.
I
just wanted this all to go right. I just needed some money.
Hey, man.
Never trust
I'm
those
John.
fuckers. I'm Joseph.
Yeah, Clan Gangrel independent, not really aligned to anyone.
Nosferatu.
Hey, Joseph, like, if you need some money, I can borrow you some.
It's
and
fine.
she kind of looks confused and just.
I need to be going, actually.
I should as well. I need to feed and heal.
Yeah, I actually do need to be going, guys, like right now.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, we can say he leaves the area to heal.
Yeah, he goes back into his house. All right, bye.
Fuck.
It's his van. Do you want to? She looks down at herself. Take a cab.
I'm just gonna feed in some of the local wildlife without killing it. OC can actually do that.
It's really hard, but yeah.
Okay. I'll do it on the dogs because actually John's pretty good when it comes to. He has animal ken free and a specialty in canine, so he knows how dogs and that sort of. He could probably be a dog vet, a canine vet, but so those are probably safe in his hands.
Emily just looks at him. Do you have some? She looks down at herself. The both of them, their clothing is just fucked or ripped apart, and she just. Do you know if there's any like good place to get spare clothing at this hour?
No, shit. He'll take off his, like, hoodie, and probably his undershirt is far less bloody.
And Emily will do the same.
We'll just have to done this.
Right.
Actually, I'll probably take it back with me and just burn it later.
I just want to add an extra note. As you kind of have this moment together, and after the combat, the rush, the frenzy, the van, and you just have this moment in this graveyard as you kind of walk out or go towards the van, whatever. There's a moment of calmness, and again, there's the moment where that blood sympathy connecting you both is there. But it's a lot calmer now, more relaxed as you kind of delve into what's happened. Then you're feeling something else now, and it's that sense of, due to the sympathy, something's wrong. Something's not quite right. You get a sensation. Emily, you don't feel this as much, but Jonathan, definitely you suffer this or feel this a lot more due to your humanity. You feel like something's not right with you. Something's not right with you, and especially where your chest is. Like something that it just doesn't feel quite correct. And it feels, you're both kind of feeling this. Jonathan, you feel this a lot more. And it's just, there's something through the blood or through the sympathy. There's a feeling that you're somewhat close, yet you're quite far apart. It's such a strange feeling, but you feel it in the chest, definitely.
He literally, like, put her hand underneath his shirt and touches his chest, like, as if, like, no, his heart is still there. There is a rib cage there. He kind of thinks to himself, like, what the fuck is going on? He's thinking.
Emily doesn't even need to look at him. She just says, I feel it too, I think.
The fuck is this?
I don't know.
Is it someone else? I bet it's someone else. I bet it's fucking him.
What, like another sibling?
Sibling? No.
What do you mean, someone else?
I bet it's him. I bet it's fucking Wolf.
What about him?
Our ads.
Like, do you think he's... And she just stiffens up. You think he's here?
I don't know. I'm just gonna catch some of the dogs, and then I'm gonna go home, and then I'm just gonna feed again, and then hopefully this can just... I'll go back there and see if I can track some of the revenants down.
Right. Please don't do it alone. Like, don't go after them alone.
I mean, I'll find them, and then I'll give you a cool shit. I'll get... I know where he fucking lives now. I'll just get Joseph's letter number later, and we can do all this together. I'll need to get Astrid on board as well.
Astrid, the Banshee girl.
Yeah, we'll see if she actually, you know, if she'll put her money where her mouth is when it comes to the city.
Right. Okay. Like, but she had like tattoos and stuff. Like,
What?
and she, you immediately feel like, if you can't hear her thoughts, but you almost feel the sensation of don't. As Emily just stops and just squints her eyes together and just, never mind, nothing. And she just seems to just.
I don't know why
Shake
it's
her
such a
head.
big deal. Like, frankly, I consider her far more reliable than the Invictus right now, considering this clusterfuck.
Oh, hey, no, no argument over that. Okay, like, they've got. Well, I mean, we weren't involved, we weren't hired, but I'd say they owe us an explanation, regardless.
Oh, the
Or-
silly explanation. What, almost a dozen fucking kindred in a morgue?
Not even
the
kindred. Like, those things were tough. They might not be kindred, but Did you see how much it took to just get one of them down?
I mean, they were all piling on me. I'm tougher than they are. They're still small fry. It's just a lot of them.
We did get one of them down. Like I kind of ripped it apart, but yeah, the 10 others coming after us really didn't leave a lot of room for maneuver. But and you like as the two are reminiscent of just what happened, you feel like this. You get the feeling of relief, and it's something regarding you. Like there is a bit of relief.
Well, I'm glad to see you're okay, but I really need to feed now. I'll be in
Me
touch.
too. Me too. Yeah. She's just standing there in a t-shirt that is a bit ripped, but it's not as bloody as her hoodie was. And she just nods and just says, "Okay, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, sure." And she will. The two of them will part ways.
Yeah, and he'll I guess he'll use his animal to feed on some dogs without trying to kill them. Without killing
And
them.
I will roll a hunting roll.
Okay, we'll do that end scene. I'll mark it up on the tags whether it succeeds or fails, and we'll simply end the scene. But we'll describe as these two figures walk away from each other, yet always present, always nearby, no matter the distance. They split. They walk into the fog, into the mist that surrounds the cemetery. And another lone figure is in this collapsed, sort of rotten house, mourning another fallen brother, another grave to dig for another victim of his curse. And with that, we will happily end scene on this one remark. As a strange individual who is observing the camera feed, merely smirks and looks and whispers the words ever so slightly, ever so gently. How interesting. And with that, we will end scene. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show.